Friday, Sex and Relationships with Cat and Nat, obviously the experts. And when we're recording this now, we just got back from live tour. We did Buffalo, Boston, and Rochester.
Yeah.
And we just had so many funny conversations with you guys. We had the best time. You were so fun. And it's funny, our Buffalo venue, it was like inside of a church, and it was a weird situation for us, and it was general admission for some of it.
Y'all, it was not a real church. They converted it.
Right.
It's not called a church. We did not go do sacrilegious stuff in a church, but it was a full church.
Yeah, it was. And you guys, it was we just didn't know because of the venue. Sometimes we worry it's not going to be great for you guys, and you just exceeded all expectations. And all of you guys were so great, and your comments and messages after about how much that night meant to you.
It was a really fun night.
It touches all the nights were fun, and when you tell us your stories, it just reconfirms why we're doing it.
Why we're doing it,
going there and meeting all of them, and just I
can't wait to go to Texas.
I know
this ain't Texas,
and
woo!
In the show we kind of we really took a breath in, I think it was in Buffalo. We took a breath and kind of really let it go. It was like a moment of therapy.
Yeah.
And so many people really felt that just
yeah.
A lot of people just need to be told that, because nobody in your house is just take a minute.
No, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to take it while you're listening to this. Just take a breath.
Oh my gosh. I have a funny sex thing to tell you quickly. You were actually there.
Wow. It's fun. I didn't know I had a threesome with Natalie.
So I have not finished. Kat and I read the book, The Idea of You, and we were really excited. I was so excited to watch the movie, and Kat has watched it, and
on the plane. Yeah. Watching sex scenes on planes is hilarious because everyone can watch what you're watching.
I know. So number one, I had heard some people were like, it was a letdown. The book was so much better. Kat didn't give it great reviews, but I knew I wanted to watch it. So I started to watch it. And by the way, I started to watch it again last night. And then I said, you know what? I want to watch this on a plane.
You let it go.
I'm saving it. I want to be by myself. I want to be on the plane where I can focus and not have any distractions or people walking in the room. So, but I did turn it on, and then TJ was in my room, and it came to one of the first sex scene, and I guess he was from behind her. I couldn't really see what was happening because I was just sort of walking in and out, but I guess he was giving her an orgasm, but she was still standing up.
Yeah.
And he was behind her, and TJ goes, "Oh God, what is happening to her? Is she dying?" Because she was like, "Oh," and he was behind her.
Oh yeah, she really did that intensely. That's the only time she does that. Okay. That never happens again.
He put his hand over her mouth. He's like, "Is she killing her?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, hilarious. It looks like she's dying.
Yes, it does. She's not dying. She's in pleasure.
And I was like, oh my gosh, turn this off. But he seemed like he was really into the movie.
He's like, let's watch more of it. And then he'd be like, next scene.
So I'm saving it for the airplane. I'm going to watch it on the airplane.
Okay, I can't wait. I'll be beside you.
I hope there's a hot guy. I really want to fall for him.
Okay.
I know it's not looking good so far, but I really want to fall for him.
He's just not your type.
I know, but sometimes, there could be some weird types. I'm just waiting for him
he wears baggy, just the sweater. It's summertime and he's in a mohair sweater. The whole thing just is a little bit.
But I want to fall for his face.
Okay.
But I'm not, I think I'm 20 minutes in. So I'm not there yet. Because I do find his face attractive, but I haven't seen the sex appeal yet. Okay. Please make it so much better if it did. And I love that it's a different ending, and I don't know what it is, so I'm kind of excited.
So what's interesting is on the sex movie, my daughters, actually both daughters are super into rom-coms right now, but from 2011 and some of them 2002.
Yeah.
We watched Notting Hill. There's no sex in these movies though. It's very mild sex. Really some inappropriate offside comments you could never say today, which is so outrageous.
I know, it's crazy.
But Olivia's the acting is so much better in the older movies than in the movies today. And I'm not sure because they budgeted down. I have no idea why, but if you go back and watch the original rom-com actors Julia Roberts, Hugh Grant, Kate Hudson, who else? Just Renee, they're all believable characters. Now maybe it's because they don't know them.
Right. As people.
But she's the movie, it's bad acting in a lot of the movies today, and it's really hard to believe that they're actually the characters that you're watching, where the movies, they're solid. There's a reason they just keep Devil Wears Prada. They just keep coming back and coming back.
Recently, there was one rom-com that came out, and guys, correct me because you're moms, you're down with me, but it was a movie that came out, and I know
The Idea of You, not The Idea of You, but the other one
with it's Sweeney. Is it the blonde actress that the guys all think is so cute?
Sure.
And it was a romance. They had to pretend that they were in love, and they went. They were like, what's the one that they all went to the movie theater and watched it twice?
Yes, I forget, but yes, I know what you're
Is
talking
that
about.
girl?
Yeah.
Sweeney. So I watched it, and I know what Olivia's talking about. Like, the acting is so bad.
Yeah. And so when you watch the original ones, the acting's so. If you go back and watch like a real rom-com, they're so good, and it's so much more about the relationship, and they actually have chemistry. They have real chemistry, and that's not what the movie has with Anne Hathaway and the guy. Like, there's no real chemistry. And when you watch like Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts, like they're so good at the chemistry. It's kind of insane because they weren't really attracted to each other, but the way, I guess, they gave more moments of angst where now it's like everything's so fast.
In rom-coms, for sure. I was going to say, talking about chemistry, and this was like, you don't want to watch this, but I watched the Netflix movie, The Teacher, where the teacher had a relationship with the boy, but not the one that was based on...
Yes, they got a lot of hate for this one.
Not Mary Kay Letourneau one. I hated that one.
Yeah.
But the one that came before that with real actors.
Okay.
And it wasn't based on like a real story, but it was kind of based on how it happens. The chemistry between that boy and that teacher... It's not a rom-com though, so maybe that's what rom-com just take whatever kind of actors, but the chemistry between the teacher and the student is like in the movie is so undeniable.
I think that's the chemistry is so huge. I wonder how many married people have chemistry. Like when you can see a chemistry between them, and how many are just like, you're married, like you can't see the. I feel like that's what people lose is a chemistry. Like there's like a thing that they're still enamored by you, or just like how many just go to partnerships, and rather than just being like a. Not lust, not love, just like a chemistry of you can feel them together and you're like, huh.
Kind of like in the beginning of relationships when you're just like, it's magnetic, you can see it in them.
Yes, but different.
It's always helpful, I find, when a couple, like, you feel like, you guys all know this, sometimes you feel like there's a mismatched couple and you're like, I can't picture them together based on usually the way they look or they act or their lifestyle. There's one in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
But I also feel that way. Side note about people who have names and their names don't match them.
I get that.
And you're like, you were named wrong. That's not the name for you. It's like a couple. It's like, I could never picture that together. What is it that they have? Because a lot of couples kind of look like I'm thinking a lot, like all the couples, maybe I'm just thinking of your block right now.
Yeah.
Mostly people fit.
Yeah.
But when they don't, it's like, that's even harder to see their chemistry.
I was going to tell you something, but I won't. Okay, we're back to the
Don't
Icks.
forget to tell me later.
I know. I just saw someone walking in my neighborhood. Yeah.
Not the person you told me you saw walking in my neighborhood.
No. Significantly younger, and it was a second marriage, and I'll tell you after. The ick. Here we
reached out to you guys and asked your bedroom icks because they're really funny sometimes, but also they're really relatable.
And then how many of you tell your partner that icks you, or you just go with it? Let's take a quick break and I'll come back with our first ick.
With our first dick.
So this is really super interesting because two of you did this back to back. So it must be a thing. Calling him daddy. Ugh, total ick and so fucking creepy. Don't get that appeal at all. When he wants you to call him daddy. Absolutely ick.
Because that's definitely a thing. Call me daddy.
Ew.
It is a thing though. I never really thought about it, but like why?
Hi, big daddy. Hi. Ew.
There are couples though who say daddy.
You know someone who calls someone daddy.
I know of them.
That seems suspicious. You should see the way she's looking at me right now. I can't wait to find out. This is gonna be a juicy lunch.
Yeah, I never. We don't know any videos of that's the thing. Why would he want that? Is it more like he's wants?
Can you imagine a man calling you mommy? Gross. I would be like, get the fuck off of me if he's pounding you in and out, mommy. Oh,
and you know what's weird? Kids they had that thing where they went, oh, daddy.
So gross. That's a TikTok trend.
I remember some parents were up in my chat being like, I don't like, this is really weird. Is something going on? And they're like, oh my God, it's a TikTok thing. Oh, daddy.
Ew.
What are you doing? Do you even know what you're saying?
Ew. No, I don't.
Why would you want to be called daddy? Is it kind of like being called king?
I think it's like being rich. Usually like sugar daddy. Like you're my dad. Like you take care of me.
Oh.
You're my producer. Not producer. You're my, you know what I mean? Like you produce everything in my life. Is that what it's called? Provider. You're my provider.
Oh, provider. Okay.
My provider.
Yeah.
These are my providers.
Especially if you have kids. Or have a dad.
I know. You know, you're all going to hate me for saying this, but I never really will. I don't know why I can't talk. I never really will understand large age gaps when they're the same age as your parents.
Okay.
Because relationally, I just never really understood the attraction. Maybe it's chemistry. But, you know, if they could go for dinner with your parents, what's interesting about that? Like, what is that? I mean, 29, like Kristen Cavallari and her boyfriend, very close in age. Much closer than being our age and with like a 65-year-old.
Yeah, like don't you know somebody who was with a lot older person?
Yeah, it just confuses me. That's confusing. And I guess hilarious. I also saw,
thinking about it.
I saw an Instagram reel and I sent it to my husband. And I said, do you remember we had a date night? Remember I told you this? And I asked him, do you think people, when you're older, are you going to be attracted to younger people? Or are you going to be attracted to me? He said he doesn't remember that conversation. And I'm like, babe, we were at the bar and I was looking at people beside us who were older. And I'm like, I was like, do you think that you could be attracted? Like, are you satisfied when you're dating someone? Because we're not together anymore, him and I, let's just say.
Yeah.
And he's at the bar.
Yeah.
And there's all youngins around him. Is he satisfied with the person he's dating who's his age?
I think about that a lot too when someone gets divorced and then the guy ends up, I'm only thinking about the guy because I just can't speak from my perspective right now. I'm just going to focus on the guy. So the guy then has all the choice in the world of who to date. And then he dates someone who's his age. And let's say he's 50. So he goes and dates a 50-year-old, but he could have dated a 30-year-old.
Maybe.
Does he... Yeah, like does that 50-year-old still seem as hot to him as a 30-year-old
And I
does?
mean a 7-year-old. And this is hilarious because this is what... Hold on. Oh, where'd it go? Sorry guys, hold on. I got to get it back up because I was dying and I'm going to show you the video because you'll be like, I was like, thank you for this. And maybe this is just him.
Do you ever look at an old lady and think she's cute? Never? Ever? Why?
Old ladies ain't cute.
Because I feel like I'm going to feel that way. And so when old people in old folks' homes and they and then they start...
Meet 93-year-old Bob.
And then they start to have relationships and have sex. It's like they're attracted to those each other's wrinkly old bodies.
Just laughing because I said to Mark, he's like, I don't know, I'm not there.
I know.
And he's like, but I can't imagine dating like a 20-year-old right now. I'm like, well, you can't right now, but maybe you could.
And let's
if
just
you're
go
in that position.
What about 30? Because 30 still feels mature enough. So have you ever been attracted to looked at a man who is 20 years older than you and been like,
yeah, I could see it. Not attractive. Like I don't, you know me, I have to talk to them. If they have a high voice, I'm out. I know, Natalie, it's really tricky, but you don't talk. Remember, I talk, you don't talk. You just want silence.
Yeah, but when they get older, right? Like, do you think you would be able to be with a man who's if 50, if you're 50?
Yeah, I could easily. Especially if he's a man.
Yeah, I see that for you.
You could too, by the way.
No, I know. I already know. I can't believe I don't get my eyes on that man around the corner more often.
Yeah, no, I could be with a man, but not I think the bar gets higher as you get older. You gotta fucking show up,
exactly,
baby.
Yeah, you can't lose.
I'm not dating a guy just to date a guy. How about this? I'm not just dating someone to date someone. You got to be a man about it.
I got to be impressive.
I'm not dating you. But I mean, if I'm single, yeah.
Okay, so let's say
I'm single. I'm looking.
let's say I get single. Mark dies. Always dies.
Yeah.
Always dead. What are you doing with me?
You?
Yeah, what are we doing with me?
Are your kids at home?
Let's say it's just a year from now.
I think we have mixers in the backyard.
Do you bring over people?
Yes. You know, fun fact, when I was growing up, I told you this, I told my kids this. My dad, who's a very unique character, Sunday dinners when I'd have to go there and have them, he would bring random single people and set them up. They wouldn't know.
Did your stepmom have to feed these people?
Yeah, we wouldn't know. The doorbell would just ring and we're like, oh, fuck, who's here now? And we'd open up the door.
Was the table set?
Yeah, or sometimes like you'd grab your thing and like depends how many people were coming. But he would try to, and they'd be like, is this a fucking date? And we'd all be like,
I love that for him.
so we would just
Did it ever work out?
No. And I swear he would just meet them like that day somewhere and be like, come on over for dinner.
Or at church?
Nah, this is pre-church.
Oh.
Yeah, and he'd be like, just come on over. And then you're like this. Who the fuck? And sort of half the time he wouldn't know his name. He'd be like, oh, this is, you know, he always forgets her name. He's like, introduce you to my daughter. And he's like, you're like, hi, nice to meet you. He's like, hi, I'm so-and-so. All the time. And we just be like this, who is showing up at the dinner table? We never knew who was coming to the dinner table.
I mean, I think that's really weird and fun.
You like family dinner? Never.
No. But yeah, you have mixers. Well,
I would do that to you now. Like mixers, single guy, come on over. Just a whole bunch of single guys.
Do you think if you and I were single right now, that anyone in this city would be like, I would date her?
Yes.
Yeah. I think so.
I like that you want to know your like
Value?
your value right now, even though you're married. I love that you want to know. Yes, of course, someone would date you.
You think so? Like someone we know.
What's wrong with you?
No, I just mean like.
Would you know any single people?
Like I don't know if this person is single.
Oh, so you have someone in mind?
Yeah.
Oh, got it. So you want to know if this person I don't know that you have in mind would date you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they would. Why don't we give them a ring a ding ding?
Or do you think he'd want someone younger? Without 4 kids.
Does he have kids?
Yeah.
I'm sure he wants you then.
You think so? Are you just being nice because it's my birthday?
Are you insecure today?
No, I'm like,
this is so unlike you.
Who would come for me?
Wait, sorry. You tell me everyone's coming for you. Now no one's coming for you?
I mean, like,
what is going on?
I mean, like, in our circle. Like,
you're
if
supposed
they
to get
already
more
know
confident
me.
with time.
No, I am. Trust me. I'm pretty sure.
No.
I guess
change
I
that
would
script.
need to see a single one, how they would behave around me.
No.
And who would I go for?
Listen.
And I don't think that I would.
Get your shit together.
I'm not.
Everyone would come for you. Everybody. You know that. Everybody. They're going to
You think the singles would come out?
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think they're scared of us?
No. Wait, we're going together? You, me, and one guy?
You're in this situation too.
No.
I just feel like they might be like, oh God, those girls. I don't know if
we can't both be single at the same time. No, one of us has to be.
Only one of us is. Let's
can
say,
be grounded.
I feel like they would be like.
No, together we would be yes.
I mean, like either you or me.
Yeah.
Okay? But I feel like because our husbands are so good at what they do, I feel like some of them are like, those marks. I got to give it to them.
Not a fucking chance.
No?
Not a chance.
Do you think that any of them that are married currently wish that they say...
Here we go. Here we go.
They think if one of those two got divorced, I might try and get her.
So number one, I'm only indulging this conversation because it's your birthday. Who are they saying this to? I don't know. Because most people,
in their heads.
Okay, most people aren't sitting at the dinner table being like, so if you were single, would you go for Natalie? We're grown ups. We're not in high school. You and I are talk like that, but most people don't do that.
Can you start doing that?
Okay.
Just ask.
Ask people, would you go for Natalie?
Yeah, you can ask your friends' husbands.
If you are interested in Natalie, can you leave a comment, please?
Or it's okay if their wives here. If your wife died, would you ever consider Natalie? Like, or is she like?
If you miraculously became single, would you date Natalie? That's what you want to know. Do you feel like you've just lost the plot in life? That's why they wouldn't date you?
No, I just think they couldn't handle it. I think the Toronto guys couldn't handle it.
I'm going to ask you a question and then we're going to go to break. Don't answer it till we get back. If you were single, would you get back on the blowjob wagon? Can you answer that after break? So now
Probably.
Yeah. That 40-year-old dick in your mouth.
Oh, he's 40.
He's over 40.
I don't think that Canada could handle it.
Your blowjobs.
I think
Canada.
I'd have to go for an American again.
So you're going all over Canada, just blowjobbing your way through Canada.
No, I don't think Canada can handle it.
You single.
Yeah. I don't think you and I could date a Canadian. I'm not joking.
You went from would they be interested to no. How are you so different?
I want them to be interested.
They are.
I don't know if they are.
Okay.
But I don't know if I'm interested in them.
So now you're getting tricky.
I'm just thinking. I'm thinking out loud.
So now you're moving to America. What date do you give a blowjob on?
Like the first.
What? Right out the gate.
I'm drunk probably. If I'm on a first date, I'm drunk because I'm shy.
So you are a mother of 4. You're drunk. First date.
Wait, I don't know. This doesn't sound good.
Just pull over and give a blowjob. I love that you just met.
I wouldn't just. I like that you brought up the blowjob thing. That's not really what I would think. That's not what I was thinking about when I was thinking about dating.
Well, that's what's part of your life now. She's not single, by the way. This is just in theory. She wants to know if she is worth something on the market.
Not worth it. I know I'm worth it.
Would they take the bait?
Could they handle it?
Could they handle it
Or
now?
would we be just like, I obviously I think she's gorgeous.
Obviously,
She's the prettiest lady in Toronto.
Obviously.
But would I want to be with someone who's like that now? Or do I just want to settle down and get comfortable?
So, do you know what I think?
Yes.
This is tricky. This is earmuffs, and maybe don't clip this one as a podcast clip, but like you're in the car, you're going to give him a blowjob.
Oh, back to the blowjob.
Just saying.
Okay.
But he's got a tummy. I know, because they do, a lot of them.
My standards are so high. Actually, I forgot to tell you that part.
It's part of life. So,
Yeah, but the one I'm thinking about doesn't have that.
okay. So now.
The 2, 3.
Now you got to hope that they're up on manscaping too.
Oh my
Because, you know, they're
God.
over 40.
Yeah, and they were so comfortable with their wife, and their wife had no, like, she was so busy, she didn't care.
I'd love to know how many husbands of our followers manscape, like, do they just bush it?
You're telling me, so I go down there, and there's a fucking bush.
Well, I don't know.
And a belly. No,
I'm just saying.
No,
This
take me there. Take me
potentially.
there.
I'm saying potentially, like
A belly and a bush.
I want you to remember you're dating at this age. You're no longer 20.
But my caliber
is 20.
No,
like not 20 but looks of a 20-year-old.
If I'm gonna go
So
for an older man,
double standards.
if I'm gonna go for an older man, he better be as well maintained as I am.
Okay.
Not right now, but like in general, right? Like we're pretty well maintained for some old ladies.
I mean, I have so many stragglers on my bush. It's crazy.
Yeah, but we could get rid of them quick.
I guess
I
so.
would get rid of them before I went on a date.
It's like sporadic. Like, you know, you get laser.
I've never seen one on you.
I mean, I have random patches of growth all over my bush.
But like basically naked, we look pretty good.
Yeah?
Especially with our spray tan. I mean, I haven't seen you naked lately, but I'm about to.
Naked?
Like basically on Monday.
Okay.
I mean, I think we look great.
Me too.
We take care of our face.
But I mean,
We're clean.
But I feel like the job of the man of eating cunnilingus, they like that much more than, like, the position's much better for them.
I think I'd give it out more often maybe.
Cunnilingus.
Because I have no personal relationship with them yet. You know what I mean?
Oh, you only do.
I only look at them like sexy.
As sexy.
Because I don't know them yet. But
Yeah, but eventually, woof.
they better not talk.
Stop talking.
They travel all the time.
If you talk, no cunnilingus. No talking, cunnilingus.
I think I'd like to do a long distance relationship. So he lives in the States, but he flies in.
Thank you. Wow, back to the Icks. That was great. We took a second break, right? Yeah.
Oh,
I just wanted to bring you to the reality of dating older men. Like, I wanted to make sure you're there. Just wanted to
What do you think my guy around the corner is like?
I mean, I'm sure
He's been married to her for a long time.
he has nipple hair. You know? And
But he is good looking, right? Have you seen
he
him
might
lately?
have soft arms.
But less soft than most men his age.
Yeah. That's okay.
Because that's what I got into I'm talking about when I was younger and there was a man that lived on my street and I had a crush on him and we wrote about him in my book and now he bought the house around the corner.
Yeah, so we have to go find
You
him.
never see him, eh? We need to stalk one night.
All right, let's go.
We're going to get arrested?
Yeah.
But he probably has sons in their 20s now.
Sure does.
I wonder if they're as hot as him. I don't know. I haven't seen any hot teenagers around.
Hopefully you're not looking. The toilet not being flushed is my ick.
By your own partner? Yeah. No, you better flush.
I don't like when they pee before. Don't go pee if you want sex.
Well, they might pee inside you if they have
No,
to go.
they don't pee inside of you.
Don't pee if you want sex.
Yeah,
Because there could be a dribble.
I just don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
If you're going to come at me, don't pee.
Oh, yeah. TJ asked me recently in the bathroom, he goes, when you pee, do you have to pee really badly? And I was like, yeah. I wait till the very last minute. He goes, because when you pee, it's so much pee. And I'm like, that's because like a mom doesn't pee
All day.
until she's about to pee her pants.
Lazy initiation.
Yeah. Lazy initiation. What would that look like?
Like they just grab your boob. They roll over and they're like, you want to fuck? Maybe not. That's probably hot. But if they just like grab your boob, like just grab one titty and you're like, are you serious right now?
Yeah.
That is so lazy.
Ugh. Yeah.
Or, like come
Or
at
they
you at the
barely-
hopper. Like, just like
What's the hopper?
your cooch, your vagina, labia, whatever it's called these days. Vulva.
So, or lazy, like he barely ever does it.
Initiation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Just kind of like lazy. And I think she means if it's the ick, it's just lazy. It's like, hey, like just, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like put some effort into it.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, you're going to like this one. Going down on you when you have ant flow. That's called something.
Oh, yeah. That's not called riding the rocket?
No, that's your penis in the
Oh.
rocket. Riding the
Riding
rocket's
the red. Riding the red.
Riding the red. But that's your mouth is down there. You're eating.
So it's your
eating
ick
puss.
for you, but yet somehow you're there.
Because he loves it.
So she lets him do it.
I guess.
Oh my God, so gross. That's so gross.
Make me laugh.
I don't like that. Oh my God.
God, there's so many. It's so good.
Isn't that messy?
Maybe she wears a tampon. And
That's even worse.
Oh.
Oh.
I've never done that, just so you know.
Me neither.
No.
I had sex on the red.
I would never.
I used to. You know what I mean?
I don't, because then it's like you just set the bar. Again,
no.
don't set the bar for me, Also, I'm cramping. My uterus is going to fall out. She's heavy. She's a flowing. I mean, come on.
I mean, I used to like do it it never stopped me. And,
Married?
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
wow, you've changed
I
since you
know.
met me.
I really have. You've given me permission. You're welcome, Mark.
Listen, if a man was bleeding out of something, he would be in bed.
Oh, he would be at the ER.
He would be like, oh my God, this is so terrible. This is so terrible. Once a month? Can you imagine a man having his period once a month and having to change his pants at work or sitting at a restaurant or in a business meeting and he bleeds through his pants and then has to go and figure it out like we all do? Just imagine that. Or he's going for a run and a burst blows out because, when you stand up or like, or sneeze, your tampon just like explodes. Imagine a man having to deal with that. Just like our 14-year-old daughters or 15-year-old kids do. Those young kids have to deal with it. But men, they're like, ooh.
So weird.
What we deal with.
Just the way the bodies are created, that I have 4 men in my house who will never have their period.
And don't even think about it. And when you feel a gush, like, I wonder what that is. And they're like, oh, it's not my period yet. Well, what the fuck was it? Anyways, next thing. Sweat dripping on me gives me the ick.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, gross. Oh my God. Yes. I know what you mean. Yes. I've been there.
Yes.
That is gross.
Yes. That
and what
is
if
gross.
it falls on your lips?
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you guys never cease to amaze us. I love when you guys send us your icks. I have so many more too. This is such a bad one.
Give it to me now.
Bad breath.
Yeah.
And bad crotch smell. What is a bad? You've smelled a bad crotch?
Let me think.
Ew. And do they know they have a bad crotch?
No, they don't know.
No?
That's really gross. But I know that. I bet a lot of guys have that. Actually, that seems like way more of a guy thing than a girl thing. And they're not aware of it.
A crotch?
Yeah. It's just like a natural smell down there.
I don't know what that is.
Well, you know how we have that.
Schmugma.
Yeah, but I don't think it may necessarily be dirty. I think it might just be their aroma. Like, the girl whose hands smell like vagina?
Yes, that's the thing.
That's just her aroma.
Wow.
I don't think she didn't wash her hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just say if that's your partner
Her
and that's your
scent.
situation, I would just say like don't
Febreze.
breathe through your nose.
Febreze it.
I always tell my kids, if you don't like the smell, don't breathe through your nose. You don't like the taste, don't breathe through your nose.
Okay.
Just endure it.
No blowjobs.
Just, oh yeah, because you have to breathe through your mouth.
Yeah. And breathe through your nose so you
Some
can
people
breathe.
have deviated symptoms and they still give blowjobs. So you breathe through your mouth.
Not your mouth. Not your nose. Thank
Breathe.
you for that. Sage advice by Cat Nat.
Mm.
When in doubt, breathe through your mouth.
Mm-hmm.